Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for being here. My name is Andrew, coming to you from the rainy Carolinas. Today's topic is going to be how the narcissist planned it all. Think about that for a minute. Everyone, if you like the content, please like, subscribe, and share. And it is raining here today, let me tell you. The narcissist, they planned the entrance of that relationship. They planned what they were going to do to you and with you when you were in that relationship. And they certainly planned the ending of that relationship, one way or the other. You see, the narcissist is cunning. They are clever, they are manipulating, they are tactful, but what they do is they wear a mask, and they want to always have a game plan. The narcissist is frequently looking for relationships that they can enter, and they're looking to remove themselves from other relationships. That is what you were. You were the new supply at one point. You were the person who you thought had found gold, but what you struck was fool's gold. Now, the narcissist knew who they were and what they would do to you when you met them. They also knew your skill set, which means they figured out if you had a high level of empathy, if you had money, if you had resources, if you were a pillar of the community, if you were giving to a fault, people pleaser, etc. They learned about your hopes, dreams, aspirations. They learned about your past relationships. They learned about your present circumstances, and they learned about where you wanted to go. They assimilated themselves with you. They were like-minded in the beginning, but remember, they were manipulating you. They were wearing a mask to have you put your guard down. And I am almost certain that your guard was way down when you met the narcissist because you most likely were vulnerable, i.e., let's say you exited a relationship, maybe even with a narcissist, not too long ago. You were vulnerable, and perhaps you looked for another relationship a little too quick. That happens. Another thing is perhaps you lost a loved one. Maybe your spouse had passed or your mom or dad had passed and you were in a vulnerable position. And the narcissist attended the funeral or the wake or the ceremony and swooped in and acted like they actually cared about you or that they could be a shoulder that you could cry on. You see, you were vulnerable there too. Other ways perhaps you may have been vulnerable is, let's say that you started a new job or you relocated to a new city, town, state, or country. Well, that was a new environment for you. You didn't know the people. Now wrap this all around with one big bow by saying you also didn't know what narcissism was. You weren't taught this in school. So you did not know that there were people out there, and the narcissist is at the top of this list, that do not, and I repeat, do not have your best interest at heart. There also are people out there that are envious of you, that are jealous of you, that want to be you, and also there are people who do not want you to succeed. Not in your romantic relationship, not in your friendships, not in your hobbies, not in your side hustles, not in your profession, not with your kids, not with your grandkids, not your health. They don't want you to succeed any way possible. And so the narcissist, they're a juggernaut. They're a person who wants to enter relationships with people. And they want to swoon in or swoop in, and they want to love bomb people. Now remember, the narcissistic relationship does not have to be a romantic relationship. It could be a friend, colleague, neighbor, coworker. It could be your mom, dad, aunt, uncle, who knows. But when the narcissist is love bombing, or if you're in that euphoric stage, which they're both interchangeable, and I call it the euphoric stage because not everybody falls in love with the narcissist. Very simple. But having said that, when you're in that beginning stage and you don't know what narcissism is and you are vulnerable, that's a perfect recipe there for you to enter in a toxic relationship. And that's what happened. But the narcissist was planning this. They were planning on how to enter the relationship with you. Think about social media. Before you met the narcissist, perhaps they were spying or stalking you on social media. And they were watching your videos and your pictures and seeing your timeline and all that. They were studying you. That's what the narcissist does. Fast forward for a minute. When you were in the relationship, there would be so many times when you would catch the narcissist actually looking at you. But they weren't looking at you with eyes of adoration or eyes of love. They were looking at you as if trying to figure out how you are you and how they could throw a monkey wrench into you being you. Think about what I'm sharing. There were so many times when you would catch the narcissist looking at you a little too strangely and you didn't know what was going on. You're like, why are you looking at me like that? And then they would just snap themselves out of it and they'd act like, what are you talking about? I wasn't looking at you. I was on my phone getting new supply. Kind of being comical there, but the point is, think about that. So when the narcissist was studying you, maybe before you even entered the relationship with you, they were figuring out all about you. Example, let's say that you liked hobbies and some of your hobbies were golfing and going surfing and reading books. Well, what would the narcissist be doing? First of all, they'd be scouring the top 10 or 20 best booksellers list. That's a spider dropping down from me. It's a bookseller list. And they would act like they're reading those books. Of course, are they going to read them? No. What are they going to do? Buy the Cliff Notes or ask somebody what the book's about so they can talk with you about it. Same thing with surfing and or with the other hobby I mentioned, golfing. What would they do there? Hey, spider. What they would be doing is they would be acting like they've been surfing or at least interested in surfing. And same thing with golf. They would go to the putting green and putt a few balls and say, yeah, I've been up at the country club where you've been golfing. Yeah, of course. See, they would assimilate themselves with you. And they would do that. When they would do that, it would get you thinking, wow, this person has a lot of things in common with me. Not so fast. What they had in common with you was they didn't have anything in common with you. They were trying to fool you and manipulate you and trick you and trap you. But that's the beginning. That's how the narcissist at times plans things. Once they get you in the relationship, let's say you started dating or spending time with them, what did they do then? Well, they were planning on how to learn more about you. They were planning on learning about your relationships, about your dreams and what you wanted to do and what you did accomplish. And this is why when you are in the narcissistic relationship, you're essentially an open book to the narcissist because you don't know that the person you're communicating with will turn out to be your worst enemy. You don't know that narcissism is prevalent, and you don't know that these people are planning your demise. Just like that thunder, the lightning and the thunder behind me, that is what the narcissist wanted to do. They wanted to strike, and they wanted to capture you and keep you trapped in that narcissistic abusive cycle. Again, they did succeed for a period of time, which was the length of the relationship, specifically the devaluation stage. And when they did that, they were planning on what to do with you, planning on how to get your 401k, planning on how to drive a wedge between you and your children, planning on how to make your health perhaps not improve, planning on how to press on that gas pedal of abuse more and more and more, planning on how to triangulate you, maybe even around your birthday or a holiday or on some vacation that you took, planning on how to blow up the vacations that you did take. You see, the narcissist was always 2, 3, 4 steps in front of you. Now let's zoom out for a moment. When you're in a healthy or stable relationship, you're not going to be 2 or 3 steps ahead of anybody. You're going to be walking side by side with the person. But that's not what the narcissist does. Not only do they usually walk 10, 20, 30 feet in front of you when you're entering events or barbecues and things, but they're planning what to do to you. And they're thinking about what you will do when they implement the plan. You see, the narcissist, when you're in the relationship, you're helpless. You don't know what's going on. You're in the narcissistic fog. You don't know how you got there. You're leaning on the person who turns out to be the narcissist, and again, you didn't know they were a narcissist, to help you navigate the waters of all the pitfalls that you're trying to put out, all the fires you're trying to put out. But every time you would communicate with the narcissist, what you were doing back then is you were giving them information. And with that information, what would they be doing? That's right, they would be planning more and more and more. And just when you would be catching on to what the narcissist was doing, they would shower you with some fake empathy or fake love or fake adoration or fake caring or fake kindness. You see, that's what the narcissist does. They are always planning. They are full of fakeness. There's no authenticity to them. There's no genuineness to them. They need to plan 1, 2, 3, 4 steps ahead, and they need to think of it like a chess match. But again, remember what chess is. Chess is a game. It's a game played by people who are trying to compete with other people. And when you sit down at the chessboard, you know what you're doing. You're either the black characters or you're the white characters, and you're trying to call checkmate and win the game. But that's a game. The narcissist looks at relationships just like a chessboard. They want to move certain pieces around. They want to move the pawns here, there, and everywhere. They want to capture the king or the queen, the king. And they want to use the rooks and the knights and the bishops to do their dirty work, which are the flying monkeys. That is what the narcissistic abusive cycle is in a nutshell. It's a big game of chess. I've mentioned this in previous videos. I will probably recreate another one using the analogies I just shared with you. But this is why the narcissist was planning. This is why the narcissist is planning right now with a new supply. Or this is why the narcissist is planning for when you are going to get divorced for them. What are they going to do? Are they going to still have your 401k or the money that you gave them in the settlement to lean on? I can't tell you. What I can tell you is when you divorce the narcissist, it is a very, very relieving experience to go through because no longer are you tethered to them legally. No longer do you have to communicate with them, at least that's my hope. And no longer do you have to share any assets. And remember this, side note pro tip, for anybody divorcing a narcissist, there is always a financial price to pay. And it's usually directly related to how much money you have in the bank. I share that with so many people during one-on-one sessions. I hope you understand what I'm talking about. All of these things I'm mentioning is how the narcissist planned. Because what the narcissist was doing, and right now they are doing it also. Let's think about your job. When you were in a narcissistic relationship, let's say you work 9 to 5. Well, they knew your schedule. They knew that if you were having a great week, Monday and Tuesday, that Wednesday it was time to blow it up. So on your lunch hour, maybe between 12 and 1, or maybe a little bit before, they would start texting you, and they would make up a fake story or something you did or didn't do in the house, or didn't do that you should or shouldn't even have known about. What would they do? They'd be trying to zap your energy, controlling you, blow up your week, and planning for you to get frustrated and confused. This is the chessboard that the narcissist exists on. They're always trying to think 1, 2, 3 steps in front of people. And when you entered that relationship, they were literally 3 steps in front of you. This I have mentioned in the past so many times. When you enter the relationship, picture it like a chess game. The narcissist had an advantage, a huge, overwhelming advantage in the beginning, because they knew that they were wearing a mask. They knew that they were manipulating you or about to manipulate you. And they knew that you had a high level of empathy and caring and kindness. And they also knew that you didn't or you wouldn't quit on that relationship. That is advantage narcissist so much in the beginning and in the devaluation stage. But what happens is at the ending of the relationship, whether you were discarded or you ended it yourself, either way, my heart goes out to you. But when you find that needle in a haystack and you get your first light bulb moment and you figure out that you're in a narcissistic relationship, that's when it's about to be checkmate and you win. Now, it's not that easy, but what I'm sharing with you is the secret that the narcissist does not want anyone to ever figure out is that A, they are a narcissist, and B, that they do not and did not and never will have your best interest at heart. It's the same thing with the new supply. You may think that the narcissist is off gallivanting the globe and they're living their best life and they're on Instagram and all these social media things and they're posting pictures of the best life ever using 500 filters and it's all puppies and rainbows. It's not. That's the appearance the narcissist wants people to see. The truth is the toxicity, the negative energy, the gaslighting, the smear campaign, the silent treatment, ghosting, mirroring, projection, all of these things encompass the narcissistic relationship. So the new supply is experiencing all of those and more. So don't believe the new supply is living their best life. The new supply, I've said it so many times recently, I'll say it again, they are either a recycled source of supply who hasn't figured out that the narcissist is just that. B, they're a brand new person who is uneducated and doesn't know what narcissism is. Or C, they're a toxic person themselves and they will take the narcissist down for the count or vice versa. But either way, that's who the new supply is. So don't think that the new supply is having the best time, because they're not. Flat out, they're not. Understand what I'm sharing, how the narcissist was planning everything. They were watching you. They were observing you. They were seeing what made you tick. They were seeing what manipulating techniques would work and which ones wouldn't. And the ones that would work, they would continue to use those on you because it was so easy for them to do those things. Now, the things that wouldn't work, they would say, this one, they don't bite on that one. I can't really gaslight them. They don't really go for that. So, I know what I'll do. I'll triangulate them. That's these people's least favorite thing. I'll triangulate them every chance I get, and I'll really make them pay for being themselves. This is the mindset of the narcissist. That's why they're always planning. That's why they're always blowing up holidays, birthdays, special events, vacations. That's why they may or may not even attend people's graduations. That's why they conveniently forget to buy people presents, or flip it. Maybe they overbuy people presents to get supply from that. The narcissist is or always was in competition with you. From the minute you met them, they thought they were better looking than you, more intelligent than you. They thought that you would never figure them out. And they were planning on what to extract from you from the very beginning of that relationship, throughout it, until at the very ending. And think about the discard. If the discard was planned or not, I can tell you right now, most times it is planned. Now, it's not planned to the exact second, but it's usually planned around a date, a month, a week, an anniversary, a death in the family, a lost job, a loss of health, when you have no more money, etc. The narcissist wants to double down on the abuse, and they want to twist the knife, and they want to harm people as much as they possibly can. They want to blow up their holidays, etc. And that's why the discard usually is planned. Think about all the things I'm mentioning with you. The narcissist, if anyone thinks, even today, that the narcissist does not know what they're doing, think again. The narcissist does know what they're doing. And nobody, and I mean nobody, is immune to the narcissistic abusive cycle. Not the enablers, not the immediate family members, not the colleagues, coworkers, spouses, not the flying monkeys. Anyone can fall prey to the narcissist. The narcissist goes any which way the wind blows. They will change their mind on a dime. They will make plans and not follow through. They will lie, steal, cheat. They will do whatever they can. They will manipulate people any way they can to get what they want. And what the narcissist really wants to do, if you are an empath or a kind, loving, stable, healthy person, and I'm sure you are, they really want to play on your heartstrings. They really want to see how much love and empathy you possess, because the more you possess, the more they can play on your heartstrings. The more they can play on your heartstrings, the more chances you will give them. The more chances you will give them, the more tethered you will stay to them. And the more tethered you stay to them, the more they can take from you. And what does the narcissist want to do before I close the video? They want to take, and take. And when they're done, what do they want to do? That's right, they want to take more. You see, it's never officially over with the narcissist until the chapter is closed on the book of that period of your life with the narcissist. This is when you go no contact. This is when you block them. This is when you delete them. You remove them and all flying monkeys and people associated with them. If not now, when? So if you are still holding on to something that's keeping you connected to the narcissist, understand it needs to go. It needs to go yesterday, because if you leave the door open just a crack, the narcissist will try to kick it wide open, and you could go backwards again and fall prey to the narcissistic abusive cycle for a 4th, 5th, 6th, 15th time. By now you should have received the message loud and clear that you are the priority. You come first, second, and third, and you will no longer tolerate abuse financially, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, any way possible. And you will no longer give the narcissist the time of day, because the narcissist tried to take you down for the count. They planned your demise. They planned on how to extract as much from you as they possibly could. The narcissist also played the long game, whether the long game was for a month, a year, 3 years, a decade, or 40 years. The narcissist was trying to string you along, draw you out, deplete you of your resources, your energy, time, money, love, empathy, and everything. And they wanted to turn you into an extension of them. They wanted you to become a shell of yourself. They wanted you to become a walking zombie in the zombie-like, trance-like state, the narcissistic fog. Now, I'm being a little graphic here, but I'm letting you know. If you've been in the cycle, you know what I'm talking about. You speak the same language I speak, and you now know that the narcissist planned so many things, and they did not plan anything good for you. They planned your demise. They planned the destruction of you and any relationship that mattered to you. They planned for you, your life, to go sideways. But what happened? What happened is you dusted yourself off. You picked yourself up by the bootstraps, and you healed. And although you had to go through many challenging evenings, perhaps even storms like this one around me, the weather eventually cleared. The sun rose the next day. It was a new day, a rebirth, a regeneration, and you began to ascend. You put the darkness and the storm in the past. You put all the plans and the hopes and the dreams that you had for yourself, that you had put on hold, you bring them back out, and you dust themselves off, those plans and hopes and dreams off, and you say, yes, I can do it. Now the storm is past. The weather has cleared. The narcissist is gone. I am no longer in the narcissistic fog. I've blocked them. I have nothing to do with them. Maybe I've even relocated. When you do that and you slow your life down and you really insulate yourself, that's when you say to yourself, wow, I am an amazing human being. I've been to hell and back, but I'm still here. And the narcissist took their best shots, plural, at me, and they failed miserably like they always do. They thought they had me down for the count, then crumbled me up like a sheet of paper and threw me away on the freeway. They didn't think I would make it, but I did, and here I am. And I am stronger than ever, galvanized, and I'm in the third version of myself, the strongest, most galvanized version of myself known to humankind. I have reached the mountaintop, the pinnacle of indifference, or I am achieving the mountaintop of indifference. I'm reaching there, I'm getting there. But what I have done is slow my life down, insulate myself and protect myself, and take the lifelong learning lessons from the past, not predict the future, and live in the present moment, the here and the now. And I really can wrap my head around, which is difficult, that the narcissist did plan to enter the relationship with me, to enter it. They did plan my demise. They did plan to implode my life and many things about me, but their plans failed because I'm here and I am now stronger than ever. So before I close the video, remember, don't give up. Don't ever give up. Continue moving forward each and every day, continuing to become the strongest, most galvanized version of yourself known to humankind. Continue to become awakened and aware, educated and empowered, and understand how valuable, needed, and cherished and resilient you are. So everyone, that's the video from the beautiful rainy Carolinas. This is Andrew. Namaste. Have a great afternoon, evening, or morning, no matter where you are on the planet. You are not alone. Remember that. You are not alone. I love you all. God bless you. And I feel like I'm at Camp Crystal Lake. For any of you who know what that is, drop a comment below. And for some of you who know in the way past, I don't watch movies or any of those things anymore, but I used to love scary movies. That's why Halloween used to be my favorite holiday. And Camp Crystal Lake was a very famous part of a movie. If you can name it, drop comments below. And also I want to say thank you to each and every one of you for being in the community. Thank you. Your comments and sharing the videos is really helping out so many people. I am so grateful and blessed to have you people in the community and to have you getting your cup full to healing and to paying it forward when you can. You're an amazing community. I love you all. God bless you. I'm so fortunate that you're all a part of this community. So remember who you are. I'm sending you a huge virtual hug and my heart going out to you. Continue to be the best person you possibly can. Continue to do the right thing even when no one's looking. Do not enter relationships too quickly, specifically if you've just exited a narcissistic relationship. Take your time, slow your life down, heal, do the right thing, focus on yourself. And when you're healed, you will know it because you won't be thinking about the narcissist nearly as much as you were in the past. And it is really raining. Wow. I love you all. God bless you. I'm going to go. Bye. That's my cue.